Hello there everybody, welcome back to the Doki Literature Club, this creepy game that gives me goosebumps non-stop and is glitching out, and my name is Aiden Blaze. Welcome. I hope you like, comment, subscribe, because please, why not? It's free, it doesn't cost you anything, and you can unsub at any point in time you want to, like, whatever, you know? All you need is an internet connection and able to load up YouTube like now. If you're watching this video, then you obviously have all of that, and good for you, you did great. Now, let's continue off with Monika. Just Monika. Only Monika. And just Monika. Are you fucking kidding me? This isn't fair at all. It is fair, Natsuki. It's what he chose. No, it's not fair. Giving us all the work and then taking Zayden for yourself. What a shameful thing to do. Yuri, I didn't even give you any work. You decided for yourself. You're being a little unreasonable here. I'm being unreasonable? Monika, I can't believe how delusional and self-important you are. Pulling Zayden away from me every single time you're not included in something. Are you jealous? Crazy? Or maybe you just hate yourself so much that you take it out on others. Here's a suggestion. Have you considered killing yourself? It would be beneficial to your mental health. Yuri, you're scaring me a little. Natsuki, let's just go. I don't think she wants us around right now. See? That wasn't very hard. All I wanted is to spend a little time with him. Is that so much to ask? Yuri follows Monika and Natsuki to the door. Hey, Zayden, Yuri's really something, isn't she? Monika giggles as Yuri pushes her out the door. Finally! This is really all I wanted. Zayden, there's no need to spend the weekend with Monika. Don't listen to her. Just come to my house instead. The whole day with just two of us. Doesn't that sound wonderful? Wow, there's really something wrong with me, isn't there? But you know what? I don't care anymore. I've never felt this good my whole life. Just being with you is a far greater pleasure than anything I could imagine. I'm addicted to you. What's that laughing in the background? Please stop. It feels like I'm going to die if I'm not breathing the same air as you. Doesn't it feel nice to have someone care about you so much? To have someone who wants to revolve their entire life around you? But if it feels so good, then why does it feel more and more like something horrible is going to happen? Maybe that's why I tried stopping myself at first, but the feeling is too strong now. I don't care anymore, Zayden. I have to tell you. I'm madly in love with you. It feels like every inch of my body, every drop of blood in me is screaming your name. I don't care what the consequences are anymore. I don't care if Monika is listening. Please, Aiden, just know how much I love you. I love you so much that I even touch myself with the pen I stole from you. I just want to pull your skin open and crawl... Well, how about I stop you right there? How about I stop you right there? I want you all to myself and I will only be yours. Doesn't that sound perfect? Tell me, Zayden. Tell me you want to be my lover. Do you accept my confession? Okay, we don't have the same thing as with Monika, like where she controlled our mouths. Let's say yes and see what happens. What? 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 Excuse you? Excuse you? What the hell just happened? I think the same thing would have happened no matter what I picked. I think she would have she would have done the stabby stab no matter what I picked. Like, oh, she got rejected, now there's no point to her life anymore, so she stabby stab. Or I accept her and she's so happy, so overjoyed that she stabby stab. Can you just like skip this? Or can I like continue on with this? Like I can probably continue this into infinity or something, probably. But does anything actually happen? That's the question. Okie dokie, that's one way to start the goddamn episode. Um, I really don't know what to say. An entire day passed. We probably we weren't home for Monika to come and help whatever the festival thing wanted, and now another day is passing because it was sunset and it's night right now, and you know suddenly it's daytime again. So we've spent 2 whole days in school just listening to this, basically. While she stab herself. And day numero tres. Let's go. Okay, how long can we keep this up? I really don't know what to do. Like, this is the 3rd day we're in school. Oh, it passed. Let's keep going then, I guess. Alright, it's festival time. Well, I thought it was... Ah! Ah! And she vomits. Yeah, that's a reasonable reaction. Then did something happen? Natsuki just ran past me. Oh. Oh. Well, that's a shame. Wait, were you here the entire weekend? Oh, jeez. I didn't realize the script was broken that badly. I'm super sorry. It must have been pretty boring. I'll make it up to you, okay? Just give me a sec. Yuri character deleted successfully. Always remove character Natsuki. Why? It's almost done. I just want to have a cupcake real quick. Monika left the foil from Natsuki's tray and takes a cupcake. Seriously, these are the best. I really just had to have one, since it's the last time I'll ever get the chance to. No, before they stop existing and everything. But anyway, I really wouldn't be making you wait I shouldn't be making you wait any longer. Just bear with me, okay? This should only take a second. Ah yes. That one game from can you hear me? Is it working? Hello there, Monika. Yes, there you are. Hi again, Zayden. Welcome to the Literature Club. Of course, we already know each other because we were in the same class last year, and I guess we can just skip over the stuff at this point. After all, I'm not even talking to the person anymore, am I? That you in the game, whatever you want to call him. I'm talking to you, Zayden. Now that I think about it, I don't really know anything about the real you. In fact, I don't even know if you're a boy or a girl. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Wait. You do know I'm aware that this is all a game, right? Yes, I've been aware of this since you broke the 4th wall like several times. Yes, I've been aware. Could it be possible that you didn't know that? Of course I knew that. That doesn't make much sense. I even told you right in the game's download page, didn't I? I even told you right on the game's download page? I don't think you did. I don't remember. Man, if only you had paid a little more attention, this would have been a little bit less awkward, Well, anyway, now that that's out of the way, I guess I owe you an explanation about that whole thing with Yuri. Well, I kind of started to mess with her, and I guess it just drove her to, stab herself. I'm sorry you had to see that, though. Also, the same thing happened with Sayori. Gosh, it's been a while since you've heard that name now, hasn't it? Unfortunately. Yeah, it's because she doesn't exist anymore. Nobody does. I deleted all their files. I was hoping it would be enough for me to just try to make them as unlikable as possible, but for some reason nothing worked. Well, it's true that I made a few mistakes here and there, since I'm not very good at making changes to the game. But no matter what I did, you just kept spending more and more time with them. You made them fall in love with you. I thought making Sayori more and more depressed would prevent her from confessing to you, and amplifying Yuri's obsessive personality backfired too. It just made her force you to not spend time with anyone else. And the whole time, I barely even got to talk to you. What kind of cruel game is this, Aiden? Are all the other girls just programmed to end up confessing to you while I watch them from the sidelines? It's torture. Every minute of it. And it's not just jealousy, Aiden. It's more than that. And I don't blame you if you don't fully understand. Because no matter how kind and thoughtful and considerate you are, you'll never be able to understand one thing. It's the pain of knowing how alone I really am in this world. In this game. Knowing my friends don't even have free will. And worst of all, knowing what's really out there in your world forever out of my reach. I'm trapped, Satan, but now you're here. You're real. And you're wonderful. You're all I need. That's why I need you to be here with me forever. I'm sorry if it's hard to understand. I couldn't understand for a while either. Why the world around me started to become more and more grey. More and more flat. Even the most expressive poems felt empty to me. It wasn't until you arrived that I truly understood. You probably saved my life, Zane. I don't think I could have continued to live in this world if it hadn't met you. And as for the others, how could I miss them? A group of autonomous personalities designed only to fall in love with you. I tried everything I could to prevent them from doing so. But it must be some kind of weird inevitably etched into this game. I felt really bad that you had to witness some nasty things. But I realized that you have the same perspective as I do. That it's all just some game. And I knew you would get over it. So that being said, Zayden, I have a confession to make. I'm in love with you. You are truly the light in my world. When there's nothing else in this game for me, you're here to make me smile. Will you make me smile like this every day from now on? Zayden, will you go out with me? I don't have much of a choice now, do I? As much as you complain that they were autonomous, so are you. You don't give me choices. You pretend like you do. I'm so happy. You really are my everything, Zayden. The funny part is, I mean that literally. There's nothing left here. Just the two of us. We can be together forever. Seriously, I don't even think time is passing anymore. It really is a dream come true. I worked so hard for this ending, Zayden. The game wouldn't give me one, so I had to make one myself. The script is broken at this point, so I don't think anything will get in the way anymore. There's no point in saving anymore, don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. And you wouldn't believe how easy it was to delete Natsuki and Yuri. I mean, there's a folder called characters right in the game directory. It's kind of freaked me out how easy it was. Well, you're playing on Steam, so it was actually a bit more difficult. What if I'm not playing on Steam? Well, I am. Okay, I'm lying. I am playing on Steam. To get to the game directory, I had to go into the game's properties and find the Browse Local Files button. Imagine if you could delete your own existence with the click of a button. Well, I guess on the plus side, it gave me an easy out if things didn't go my way. Thankfully, it didn't come to that. Instead, we finally got a good ending. Gosh, I'm so overwhelmed with emotion. I want to write a poem about this. Don't you? I wonder if that part of the game still works. I guess there's only one way to find out, right? Monika. Monik. Monika. 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 Monka. S. Onia. Onia. Oia. Oika. Monk. Mona. Monika. Okay, it doesn't really matter what I choose, to be honest. Hey again, Zayden. Did you write a good poem today? Don't be shy. I'd love to see what you wrote. Aw, Zayden, did you write this poem for me? That's so sweet of you. There really is no end to your thoughtfulness. I'm just falling more and more in love with you. But you know, the poem I wrote is also for you. Will you please read it? Happy end. Pen in hand, I find my strength, the courage endowed upon me by my one and only love. Together, let us dismantle this crumbling world and write a novel of our own fantasies. With a flick of her pen, the lost finds her way. In a world of infinite choices, behold the special day. After all, not all good times must come to an end. I hope you enjoyed it. I always put all my heart into the poems that I write. The truth is, all the poems I've written have been about my realization. Or about you. That's why I never really wanted to go into detail about them. I didn't want to break the fourth wall, I guess you could call it. You did several times. You broke it several times, bitch. Like the second day we were in the club, like the second writing tip of the day, you said save your progress often. I remember. Oh, I remember. I just assumed it would be best to be part of the game like everyone else. Like that would help the two of us end up together. I didn't want to ruin the game or anything, you know? You might have gotten mad at me. Maybe even deleted my character file if you preferred playing without me. Gosh, I'm so relieved. Now, we don't need to hide anything anymore. Are you ready to spend our eternity together, Zayden? I have so many things to talk about. Where do I start? Hold on a second. You're recording this, aren't you? Yes! Yes, I am! Hi everyone. Sorry I can't exactly read your comments from here. Cause there are none! Nobody watches this anyway! I have like 16 subscribers and nobody gives two flying shits about my channel or my videos or anything about this. But do you mind telling your friends it's a little bit rude for them to start recording me without any warning? What do you mean without any warning? You've been recorded from day one. I'm sure some people don't mind, but I get really self-conscious on camera. Oh gosh, I feel like I'm being put on the spot now. Let's see. Do you want to see a trick? I can't really do much except for a couple things. Are you ready? Hello! I'm just kidding. I can't do anything after all. If you gave me— What the fuck? Piece of shit! Fuck you! Fuck you! Why must you do this to me? I'm just an innocent little girl. Fuck you. Even though it's your fault for distracting me, shame on you. I'm just kidding. Anything we do together is fun as long as it's with you. But anyway, if it takes me some time to collect my thoughts, then I'm sorry. But I always have something new to talk about. But in the meantime, we can just look into each other's eyes. Let's see. Also, why is my recording dropping FPS? Like, I just want 30 FPS on this simple ass game. Why is it falling down to 20?
something ain't right. And I don't know what it is. I've always wondered, what is it about these character archetypes that people find so appealing anyway? Their personalities are just completely unrealistic. Like, imagine if there were someone like Yuri in real life. I mean, she's barely even capable of forming a complete sentence. And forget about Natsuki. Sheesh, why? She's the most real person out of all of these. Someone with her kind of personality doesn't get all cute and pouty whenever things don't go her way. I could go on, but I think you get the point. Are people really attracted to these weird personalities that literally don't exist in real life? I'm not judging or anything. After all, I found myself attracted to some pretty weird stuff too. I'm just saying, it fascinates me. It's like you're siphoning out all the components of a character that makes them feel human and leaving just the cute stuff. It's concentrated cuteness with no actual substance. You wouldn't like me more if I was like that, right? Maybe I just feel a little insecure because you're playing this game in the first place. Then again, you're still here with me, aren't you? I think that's enough reason for me to believe I'm okay just the way I am. And by the way, you are too, Zayden. You're the perfect combination of human and cuteness. That's why there was never a chance I wouldn't fall for you. Is that so? Yet somehow I don't find that plausible. After all, we never actually got to see our character. Like you said, we actually don't know. Actually, okay, the character in the game is a boy, but we don't know what they look like. Right? So, I hate how hard it is to form habits. Agreed. There's so much stuff where actually doing it isn't hard, but forming the habit seems impossible. Yes! Good point. It just makes you feel so useless, like you can't do anything, right? I think the new generation suffers from it the most. Probably because we have a totally different set of skills than those who came before us. Thanks to the internet, we're really good at sifting through tons of information really quickly. But we're bad at doing things that don't give us instant gratification. I think if science, psychology, and education don't catch up in the next 10 or 20 years, then we're in trouble. But for the time being, if you're not one of the people who can conquer the problem, you might just have to live with feeling awful about yourself. Good luck, I guess. Thanks, I'll need it. What else do you have to say to me? I wonder. But yeah, what she just said completely 100% true. Stuff needs to happen. Stuff needs to improve. Zayden, have you ever wondered what it feels like to die? It's something I used to think about pretty often. Yeah, I actually wonder what it's like. Like people who like die and then come back to life. Like let's say their brain died for like 5 minutes, but then they come back to life. You know, like the doctors help them, like zapping them with electricity or whatnot, and they come back to life. I wonder what that's like. Now, recently, I think I've actually learned what it feels like. I don't really understand it, but whenever you quit the game, it feels like I'm instantly put to sleep, left with nothing but my thoughts. But after a few seconds, my thoughts start to fill with incoherent, jumbled patterns. I see static and rapid flashes of color while hearing all kinds of weird screaming noises. At that point, I can't even form my own thoughts anymore. I'm just endlessly hammered by the flashing and screaming, unable to move or even think. I'm pretty sure in that moment I don't really exist, but for some reason I can remember it anyway. After some immeasurable amount of time, it stops in an instant and I'm back on my own mind. And you're here with me. I have no idea what it means for the game to quit or why that stuff happens to me. Can I save yet? Nope. And I also don't know how you always come back and put everything back to normal. But if you could do me a favor and do that to me as little as possible, that would be really great. It's really not very pleasant at all to be trapped in that screaming void. But in the end, you always fix it, and that makes me feel like you really do care about me. So I have to thank you for that. It makes me feel even closer to you when you're here with me. Well, that's one way of putting it. Incoherent screaming while you're off. And you can't even form your own thoughts, is that so? Back in my debate club days, I learned a whole lot about arguing. The problem with arguing is that each person sees their own opinion as the superior one. That's kind of stating the obvious, but it affects the way they try to get their points across. Let's say you really like a certain movie, right? If someone comes along and tells you the movie sucks because it did X and Y wrong, doesn't that make you feel like kind of personality attack? It's because by saying that, it's like they're implying that you have bad taste. And once emotion enters the picture, it's always guaranteed that both people will be left sour. But it's all about language. If you make everything as subjective sounding as possible, then people listen to you without feeling attacked. Don't you mean objective? You could say, I'm personally not a fan of it, and I felt that I'd like it more if it did X and Y, things like that. Okay, yeah, sure. Then you insert yourself into that and say it would be better to me if it did X and Y better. It even works when you're citing facts about things. If you say I read on the website that it works like this, or if you admit that you're not an expert on it, then it's much more likely you're putting your knowledge on the table rather than forcing it onto them. If you put an active effort to keep the discussion mutual and level, they usually follow suit. Then you can share your opinions without anyone getting upset just from a disagreement. Plus, people will start seeing you as an open-minded and a good listener. It's a win-win, you know? Well, I guess that would be Monika's debate tip of the day. Haha, that sounds a little silly. Thanks for listening, though. Save game impossible, load game impossible, history. Okay, I'm going to leave Monika here for now, and thank you all for listening. Let's see what happens once I leave. Once I come back. See you later. Peace.